Okay. So our speaker today is Munga. I hope that's the correct pronunciation. We're doing the Christian-based mindset and certified life mentor. She's an author. She's an author of Wild Beard, The Journey to Discovering God's Cues, Clues, Calling in Mystery. She's a wife and mom of 3. She's a proud introvert who views life from optimistic, practical experiences. She's an encourager, busy empathizes with and empowers people. And she has served as a school owner and director for 23 years, from 1989 until August 2021. Within these years, she was also employed as a HR professional for a combined 7 years at ICRC Logistics Center and UNDP Somalia. She's currently working with moms in the personal group under the brand name the Audacity Mentor. I hope that answer properly. Using a combination of ML and the group programs, she helps them discover their uniqueness, calling, and guides them into building bankable personal or business plans so that they can design a life they desire for the process. She will be speaking about the next good steps, big and short. This is a topic to ignite the desire to pursue unlimited possibilities, even when I'm short, by being willing to take the next good step. I hope you all pay attention, take on notes, and enjoy the session together. Please feel free to ask questions in the chat box or maybe your comments, anything in the chat box. Feel free. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the warm welcome. And thank you for each of you who has taken their lunch break so that you're with us. And I want to welcome you for this summit. This is session 10. And so for the duration that I'm going to do my presentation, I'm going to share my screen. And then what we can do, as we've been guided by our moderator, is we can use the chat. So if anything is coming through for you, please write it on the chat. If you have a question before it evaporates and you forget, please put it in the chat box as well. And I can't wait to hear your takeaways at the end. And thank you again. I don't take this for granted. So allow me to share my screen so that you can get started, because we have a lot to cover, but at the end, I hope that you'll be excited, you'll be ignited to unleash your potential, which is the theme of this year's summit. So this is the 2022 Be Unlimited Africa Summit, and this is session 10. I hope you've been going for the others. There are still a few more today and tomorrow, so make sure you utilize these resources that have been given to you. So if you didn't quite hear, this is my topic. Next bold step, do it unsure. Next bold step, do it unsure. So if I'm able to ignite you and excite you to be able to take your next bold step, then your lunch break for today has been utilized very well. So as you have heard, my name is Wairimo, the Audacity Mentor, and that's the name that you would find me within the social media, on Instagram, on Facebook. If you just look for the Audacity Mentor, and can you see my unique spelling with an ODD, yeah? Like I celebrate the odd in the people that I serve. I celebrate your odd. And I hope that by the end again of this hour together, you too will be excited to celebrate what is odd or what is weird about you, because that's the word, those are the words that I use in my circle. So allow me to just repeat a little bit of the introduction. So I'm a wife and I'm a mom of 3 children. We have 2 girls and 1 boy. My life's calling is a Christian-based mom mindset and life mentor. And I'm very thankful to God. He's given me an encouraging spirit. I'm such an empath. Even if I'm an introvert, I think in smaller circles where somebody is hurting, you'll definitely find me there. And so you'll find that tone throughout my presentation for today, just having an encouraging and uplifting tone. But I hope that I'll also challenge you to take some action steps, because it's all about the next bold step, doing it unsure. So I'm the founder and lead mentor at Audacity Coaching and Mentoring Services. And I also have, because I've seen a lot of us are ladies right now, but maybe those who are watching the replay are not all ladies, but they know a mother somewhere. So I have an online school called the Audacious, still continuing with my ODD theme, Audacious Mom School. It's an online school where you can find paid and free resources so that your personal growth is catered for. And as you've heard from the introduction, I'm an author of the book Wired Weird. I'm very proud of it. And ladies, if I wrote a book, even you guys shall take the next bold step to whatever it is you're unsure of right now. So as introduced, my book is, the subtitle is The Journey to Discovering God's Cues, God's Clues, God's calling in my story. Like your story has clues. And as you've heard, I usually guide moms to discover their calling so that they can be able to then package that calling, monetize it, and be able to earn money from it. But let me tell you, you're usually the last to know. Your calling, you're usually the last to know. So I hope for those who may not continue with me, maybe in a paid program or in my circles, at least the book is something that you can take away from me. And I'm going to share with you at the end of our conversation together. I'm going to share a link of where you can get it and my number for those who are in Kenya and want the autographed copy. I'm very happy to do that. But today it's not about the book, but it's important I showed you the book because you'll see the word weird somewhere in our conversation. So my calling, if I'm to put it in an easy to understand way, I work with moms who are prioritizing their personal growth. What does that mean? There are many mothers, but the ones that I work with are those who want to grow, even if it's a little micro steps, as long as they want to invest in their personal growth. And I help those moms build bankable personal business or business brands. And the reason why I say bankable is because you are the brand, you as an individual, whether you're a stay-at-home mom, whether you're a career mom who is in the corporate world, you're an entrepreneur, you're a brand either way. So being able to package yourself, appreciate the person that God created you to be, and then monetizing that, powerful. And the reason I do this with my clients is so that they design a life they desire, and God approves without compromising faith and family. So moms I work with, they love personal growth and they do not compromise on faith or family. So in case you have never been in my circles, now you've known what it is that I do, and I hope that you can consider, a conversation beyond now. So today I want to encourage you to take your next bold step by doing it unsure. So this is what you can expect from our 1 hour or so together. Number one, I'll share with you three key takeaways. And usually takeaways are given at the end, isn't it? So for me, I'll give you the key takeaways at the beginning. First, I know it's lunchtime. I know we are diverse. Some of us are working in employment, and after 2, you have to go. But at least, so I'll be able to share with you the key takeaways so that even if you miss the ending, at least you'll be saying these 3 things throughout the week, and I hope that it will help you just do it unsure. And then I'm going to talk a little bit on potential, because if our theme is unleash your potential, it's good for us to understand what is potential and why should I unleash it in the first step. And then I share with you 7 steps now that you know your potential, you're sure that you know you're odd, you know you're weird, then I'm going to share with you 7 steps that now you can take courageously and confident into the life that you desire. And then we wrap up together, we get to know each other maybe at the end, and we see how we can continue this conversation beyond the summit. So I want to start with a challenge for you guys. So this is an elephant. It's a mighty beast. It's very big. And I grew up, my parents are from Mount Kenya. And so when we were very, very young, the elephants used to come into the shambas. So we saw these elephants live. And then also being able to visit places around that area and seeing them, they're very mighty. In fact, when I was reading, I was seeing the biggest elephant that there has ever been was 10,000 kgs. We complain about our little ones. Yeah, our little kgs, 10,000 kgs carries by itself. But of course, the average one is 4,000 kgs. Either way, it is big. That's a lot of sugar and a lot of, unga together. Mighty elephant. And I want you to keep this picture in mind as we go on for the rest of our conversations. For those I was inviting or saying, what has an elephant got to do with unleashing your potential? Now that you came, you are for sure going to know what it is. Now, I've promised you 3 key takeaways, and I want to share them now. For those who've been in my circles, I love hashtags. And so I'm giving you the takeaways in hashtag format. And I want you to not unmute, but whisper in yourself. You say, my weird is potent. My weird is potent. Be an elephant-like. An elephant-like. Do it unsure. So if you take nothing else, if you forget my face, at least remember these 3 things. My beard is potent. Be an elephant-like. Do it unsure. That's the whole presentation for the hour. So we can even, close the meeting and go home, but it's nice for me to elaborate so that you don't just have hashtags or takeaways which have no substance, isn't it? Yeah. So I hope you're enjoying this so far. So as I said, let's start with potential. What is potential? I'm sure there's something that you've already been, when I said the word potential, something came to mind. But allow me to share with you some definitions that I came across, just so that when we are talking about the word potential, we are all in the same spirit, isn't it? Okay, so let me start with Miles Monroe. Now, when I was an 18-year-old, my boss gave me a VCR tape. Now you have DVDs and even flash cards, what do you call the flashes to put movies. But for us, we had VCR, a video cassette recorder. And she gave me a 2-hour Miles Monroe video that was talking about purpose. And so I love Miles Monroe. He's been an influence in my heart. For those who've heard me speaking, there'll be a Miles Monroe quote or information. And so I want to start with what he said about potential. And this is going to be like the word we're going to use for the entire time. So potential is dormant ability, which means there's ability, but it's dormant. Potential is reserved power, which means there's power, but it's currently on reserve. It's not being utilized, not active, it's on reserve. Potential is untapped strength, which means for sure you have strength, but right now it is untapped. Potential is unused success, which means for sure you have success, but it is unused at the moment. Potential is hidden talents, like you already have the talent, but right now they've not been unearthed, they are still hidden. And so today's conversation is to help you unearth, is to help you refuse your abilities to be dormant, make them active, to use the power that you already have, refuse it to be reserved, to tap into your strength, to refuse the strength to just stay without it being used. And the last one is potential is capped capacity, which means you have the capacity to live and design the life that you want. However, you have capped, you've put a ceiling for yourself. And by the end of our hour together, I hope that you will say, no, I'm no longer going to cap my capacity. That when my boss gives me that promotion, I'm going to say yes and be worried later. Why? Because we are doing it unsure. That when somebody gives you a business opportunity, you're not going to say, no, I don't have the resources, I don't have the education. If they saw potential in you, why are you refusing? And usually, like I've written in my book, and as I teach the mothers, you're the last to know. People can see from very far that you're capable, but you don't believe it yourself. And so I hope as we are talking about potential, you're going to believe in your potential, isn't it? This is another one I'll give you to by Reverend Joseph. And he says that potential is all you can be. Potential is all you can be, but have not yet become. And I've underlined and highlighted the word yet, because that will be so critical in our conversation for today. Potential is all you can be, like you can be, it's already promised, you have it, but not yet become. Potential is all you can do, but have not yet done. And so when we are talking about unleashing your potential, we're saying there's something you need to stretch yourself a little bit to become so that you get what you desire. There's something you have not done so that you get what you desire. So the word yet is a powerful 3-letter word that we're going to talk about later. So we talked about potential, and we are saying we are no longer going to cap, we are no longer going to stay untapped. It's no longer going to be dormant. By the end of today, we are going to take that potential and use it. So here's the second one by Reverend Joseph. That potential is the sum of who you are, but yet to reveal. Potential is the sum of who you are that you're yet to reveal. Can you imagine what God has put in you that is yet to be revealed? One day we'll get to heaven and God is showing us, I had, this number of houses for you, I had this number of people for you to impact, but you didn't step up. I had this number of businesses for you to run. I had this number of vehicles maybe for you to run, but you didn't Do it, because there's potential that you left capped, capacity that you left, success that you did not use. So potential is a sum of who you are yet to reveal. Remember, God has already deposited this potential, and it's not going to come from somewhere. You don't need to dig it up, you need to discover it. And when you discover it, unleash it, embrace it and unleash it. So potential, it's a deposit in you that awaits to be released and maximized, because it's not enough to know you can be a math teacher and then that's it. You have to find a way to release and maximize it. And that's why when we as mothers find out, oh, this is my calling, then one of the next steps you take is, how can I monetize it? That's maximizing the potential that we have discovered in ourselves. So for those who are in Bible circles, Christian circles, we talk a lot about the mustard seed. And we are even told that a little mustard seed faith can cause you to say a mountain to move, and it moves. So this is a mustard tree that has come from that little tiny seed, like insignificant, tiny, you cannot even see it. And yet that small, tiny seed has the potential to produce this big tree. And what can this tree do? It can give us maybe paper, it can give us pencil, the wrapper of the pencil, it can give us shade. You know, there's potential in it that if it remains as a small mustard seed, it is of no use to anybody, isn't it? And so today we are saying, right now, maybe there's an area in your life where you feel I'm still like a mustard seed and I want to grow and utilize my potential so that I become this tree. So let's do that today. And then in another definition that I found, and feel as you have been advised, this is going to be recorded. So feel free to just take the points, you know, that are coming through for you more powerfully, and we can discuss those at the end. So potential is existing in possibility, which means that it's possible that if you unleash it, whatever it is that you want to become, you can become. Whatever it is that you want to do, you can manage to do it. Whatever it is that you want to have, you can have it. So potential is existing in possibility and capable of development into actuality. Like it's possible. If you refuse to cap your capacity, if you refuse to and say, I'm no longer going to say I can't, I'm going to say I can, that potential will be able to bring a reality that you so desire in your heart. So I hope that, you know, as I'm giving you this quick definitions of potential, you now see why it is that we need to unleash it. I love this, and it's a kind reminder that just because you have potential, it doesn't mean you just be boasting with the potential. Potential must be exercised. Like you have to use it. You have to be able to test it out. You have to make demands on your potential. If you can be able to open a business and you're just sitting and wondering, what if it fails? Then you're not making demands on your potential. You're just already failing in your mind. You're refusing to do it unsure. Don't allow potential to remain potential. That thing that has been nudging at you, you know, nudging, you've always wanted to do it, but you feel scared and you feel like, what if I fail? Potential must be exercised and demands must be made on it, because ladies and gents who are going to listen, whatever assignment God created you for, he also gave you the potential to fulfill it. Ladies and gents, you come fully equipped. The thing that God has called you for, like you come wired already for it. And that's why I say you're wired weird. Like you come so fully equipped and ready for your assignment. It's only that you have to unleash this potential by stretching yourself a little bit, by using that mustard seed faith and saying, I'm going to trust God that he's going to release this big tree in me that I feel like he's calling me to do. So your potential is equal to your assignment. So don't feel tiny and don't feel small. I once had a lady who was feeling, because she doesn't have a degree, that she cannot amount to anything. Today, she's doing wonderful, impactful work for people of God. You don't have to look at yourself in comparison with somebody else. If that your assignment did not need the degree, why go through the hassle? You know, especially if you feel this is a God assignment for you. So your potential is equal to you. But here is the thing: nobody can come and untap or unleash that potential for you. Only you can do that. At the end of the day, those three things we are saying, for you to say my weird is potent and believe it, for you to say I'm going to be an elephant-like and believe it, for you to say I'm going to do it unsure and believe it, it all has to come from you. All right. So when I'm teaching the ladies, I usually say, let's discover what our odd factor is, or our weird. What's that thing that God wants to unleash outside? And so I'm going to give you a quick definition. I don't want to linger because it's not my class and it's not the key thing, but this is when I'm saying you're odd, you're weird, the thing that God has created you for. Your odd factor is a unique, highlight the word unique combination. Remember, Reverend Joseph was talking about Sam. It's that combination. The reason you're unique and you're not, even if you're raised in the same place with somebody, the reason you're different is because there's a combination, a unique recipe, a unique formula that God has used for you. And that unique combination is about your abilities. It's about your capabilities, your presence. Do you know that your presence can be, can bring warmth to somebody, can make a difference in somebody's life? Just your presence, you've said nothing, but just the fact that you are there, you've added value to somebody else's life. Your personality, like I was introduced at the beginning, I'm such a proud introvert. And yes, COVID was very good for us as introverts. I think we thrived a lot. But even when you're an extrovert and you find a little introvert somewhere in a corner, imagine they are thriving in their corner, you continue thriving and making us enjoy ourselves through observation. Do not look down on yourself. Some jobs we are told require extroversion, some introversion, but don't worry. Your calling, your assignment, you're fully equipped for it. Your perspective, the way you see things, there are people who are very analytical. There are people who can take risks and feel nothing, or because they are the kind who let's meet ahead. But there are those who want to take calculated risks. Your perspective, what you bring to the table, part of your unique factor. The experiences, where were you brought up? Who brought you up? What pain have you gone through? What have you overcome? What victories right now? What is that you're bringing to the table that's so unique? That combination of all these things. And I usually say, those are the things we surrender to God. Those are the things that qualify us for our calling. So when we are talking about our weird, that my weird is potent, and potent is dangerous and powerful. Your weird is potent and dangerous. What we are saying is this uniqueness, the way God created you to be, that's what he wants you to use. That's what makes you powerful. That's what will make you stand out. Not because you're copying somebody else, but because you're just being yourself. So your odd factor, it qualifies you for your calling. It qualifies you for your assignment. And it gives you permission to explore, believe in, and unleash your potential. So beyond this class, start looking at your potential and thinking, who am I that I haven't been? What can I do that I haven't done? What do I want to have that I haven't pursued? Give yourself permission to explore, believe in yourself, believe in your potential, because it's like believing in God. He didn't waste his time creating you just the way you are so that you can be able to unleash your potential, okay? So that's your weird. So your potential is that which has power or potency. Like it's dangerous, you're lethal, just the way you are. You don't need to be like somebody else. So your potential is that which has power or potency that can, but has not yet, again, that word, come into existence or into full sight. Faith comes by hearing, and hearing the word of God. The more you hear the word of God and claim his promises and believe that he has put something in you and you believe it, it will start showing up, because you're going to start stretching yourself. You're going to start doing it unsure, isn't it? So I'm not saying don't do it prepared. I'm just saying you may not have the full picture, but do it anyway. All right. So remember I said 3 takeaway. So this is a reminder of our first one, that you're weird. I'm saying because I'm talking to you, but you'll be saying my weird is potent. Your weird is potent. That's why you stand out, your combination. So don't look down on yourself, because God created a masterpiece. You're wonderfully and beautifully made for assignment. And you need to know what's that assignment that God has given me, because it will make a difference, not just in your life, but in other people's life as well. So why is it important for us to know our weird? Why do we need to go out there and unleash our potential? The reason is we need to be in that place where we believe. When we believe that we have potential, we discover it, we explore it, we believe in it, then we can be able to unleash it. And I've put there a small rope, and you're going to understand what that rope signifies. Yeah, moving from believing to unleashing. But there is one thing that will make us unleash with ease. And what is that? our mindset. Like I said before, I'm a mindset mentor, so I help moms work on those thoughts that limit them. And I'm not saying it is easy. Even I have limiting beliefs a lot, but at least now I'm aware that I may be having some thoughts that are not serving me. What is it that's making me scared? Is it that I'm not qualified? Is it that I'm not ready? Is it that I feel tiny and small and insignificant? What is it? For us to be able to unleash our potential, for us to be able to take that next bold step and do it unsure, we need to work on our mindset. And mindset was made, huge. It's a topic, it's a buzzword for us in the coaching world. But truly, if you sit down, remove all the unnecessary buzz around it, and you sit down and actually explore about mindset, you'll find that it's one of the things that will make you powerfully able and excited to explore possibility, isn't it? So what is mindset? Mindset, and I don't want to linger because today is not about mindset, but it's important in understanding how you can unleash your potential. So mindset is a way of thinking. It's your frame of mind, the way you think about something. When I showed you the elephant, were you scared or were you excited? Because if you're the travelers, people who love nature, maybe you are like wowed. But there's somebody maybe who had a bad experience and that's what they used. Your mindset is your way of thinking. When you saw the elephant, did you think, oh, beautiful? Or did you think, oh, no, I don't want to be near it? Your mindset, your way of thinking. And your mindset is a collection of thoughts or a cluster of thoughts around something. And that cluster of thoughts become your belief system. That if I tell you you need to go to college, what's your belief system around that? When I tell you you need to open a business, what's your belief system around that? When I tell you you need to quit your job and join us in our world of entrepreneurship, if you tell me to go back in the corporate world, what are my thoughts and beliefs around that? So when you're thinking about your mindset, it's all about how you think. It's all about your thought process. And when you understand your thought process, you'll know why you're not unleashing your potential. You know why you don't see yourself the way other people see you. And we are saying that has to change. So your mindset comprehends how you view yourself. Maybe you just see yourself as a little cat. Somebody is seeing the tiger in you and you are just like, stop being. And I think in Kenya, we take humility to another level where somebody is straight out telling you, you're very bright, you're very clever. Wow, that was a nice perspective. But we go into this humble place. And my desire is, as I'm working with moms, that we stop, we just accept. If you're good at something, you're good at something. And the Bible reminds us that for as a man thinketh in his heart, so he is. So if you think you're not capable, it shows up in your decisions, it shows up in your actions. It shows up in the way you place yourself around the world. I know as introverts, yes, we've been told we go to our little corners, but if you engage us, we are conversationalists. We bring perspective like you have no idea, but it depends. Are you an introvert who is now rock bottom? Are you an extrovert who, while you're shouting, you're in pain inside? Your mindset helps you to know how you comprehend the world around you. When you look at things, are you looking at them as, oh gosh, the economy is going to collapse? Or are you saying, thank God I have a job because there's somebody else who doesn't have or a source of income? I don't know what your perspective is towards your potential, but I'm here to just remind you to just think differently. And when you think differently, you'll do different. And when you do different, you'll have different results. You become the woman that God and man that God desired for you, and you'll do the powerful things that He already assigned you to do. Now, there's a lady called Carol Dweck, and she's the one who came up with these two mindsets. She said that we usually have two types of mindset. We have what is called a growth mindset, and you can see the picture there of a plant, or a fixed mindset with a padlock that is locked, there is no key around. For some of us, we believe I can never be an entrepreneur, and you've closed possibility of that ever happening. For some of us, we've decided we can never go back to the corporate world, even if we are paid $1 million shillings. We've put the padlock, closed, thrown away the key. What are those beliefs about yourself that you have already decided that's where I am, that's the limit? I can never grow beyond here. That's who I am. That's who God created you to be. And you don't even want to explore and find out, could there be more? If people keep telling me I cook so well, like you should be a caterer, and 10 people who I've never met tell me that that should be something that will cause me to take a padlock, unlock, and see what I can be able to learn about myself. You know, when you have a growth mindset, you're ready to learn, you're ready to unlearn things. And that's why we're in this class, because some things we just need to change, and you're ready to relearn some things which you may have forgotten. I hope that I can remind you. So my desire is the person who will unleash their potential are people who adopt a growth mindset. They're the ones who say, I don't know everything. They're the ones who say, I may know about that, but there's a perspective that somebody else will bring that I have never seen, and I'll start looking at things different. That when you're told, imagine you're good at accounting, you're not going to say, I didn't even go to school for that. That when somebody tells you, I think you can make a good strategist, that you don't say, I can't, I didn't read about that. If people, many, especially who have never met, are telling you something, start writing those things down and investigate them, and you'll find there's potential that was already in you, that God has attached to your assignment. So I hope that you'll investigate and find out, do I have a growth mindset or do I have a fixed mindset? Remember, ladies, I told you, and gents, I told you about that 3 little letter word called believe in the power of yet. The 3 letter word. Imagine saying, I know before COVID, I was not cooking ugali. And I used to say, I can't cook ugali. I used to say, I can't cook ugali. And I started saying, I think I can do this thing. I can cook ugali. If you add the word yet to anything, it changes from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. You move from saying, I can't to I can't yet. You're saying, I would want to, don't say, I can't go back to school. I can't yet, especially if it's important to you. Always add the word yet. That transforms a fixed mindset into a growth mindset. Yeah, the word yet, it's a little word. So what's that thing you're telling yourself? I can't, I can't, I can't, I can't. But deep down, you really want to. Start with the word yet. At least the word yet gives hope. So the word yet is, like I said, it's a little word, 3-letter word that can change your life. There's this guy who's a marketing guru, and he's called Seth Godin. And he says that yet turns can't into haven't. So you haven't yet done it. Not that you can't, but you haven't yet done it. So I hope that beyond this class, when we are thinking about your potential, when you sit down and wonder, what haven't I done that I need to do? Who can I become that I have not become? That you're going to say, I haven't yet, not I can't. That's for other people. No, if God has put a seed in you and he's been bothering you about it, nudging you about it, you need to explore it. You know, ladies and gents, yet signals hope. It says one day, it may not be tomorrow, but I'm hopeful and I'm excited that one day it will happen. So make sure that the little voice in your head tells you not to give up. Make sure that the little voice in your head tells you that you can fight for whatever obstacles are around your way in unleashing your potential. So I hope so far you're understanding why your weird is potent. Like you're dangerous. It's you who puts limitations on yourself. It is you who has decided, I'm going to have my potential on reserve or dormant. But I hope beyond this class, when we shared together, that you're going to go all out. You're going to go all out exploring, listening to what people are telling you that you can do with ease, so that you can be able to achieve that. All right. Yeah, so kind reminder, my weird is potent. Maybe our moderator can assist with muting for the time being. Yeah, so my weird is potent. So I want to give you a stretch assignment. So the ladies I've worked with, they know that I usually give stretch assignments, you know, to try and stretch yourself, do a little bit. If you're going to unleash potential, at least give yourself a bold step, a little bold step, a reasonable bold step. So this is your first bold step in the right direction. I want you to embrace and cultivate your potential. Every time somebody tells you you can do this thing and do it well, embrace it, cultivate it, especially if many people have said, for you to be able to have a mindset shift so that you can be able to unleash your potential fully, you need to stretch yourself. And stretching comes with action. So your first shift, stretch and shift ask for you is embrace and cultivate your potential. That thing that people say often, that promotion you keep saying, let other people go because they are more qualified, maybe paperwork and the working experience, but you're the first one to always be offered, take it. That job place you have been eyeing to start your business, or that expansion of your business that you have been refusing to do, imagine, embrace, cultivate your potential. All right. I hope you're understanding. You're weird. It's potent. It's potent. And here are 3 questions as you stretch and shift yourself. Number 1, ask yourself, what excites me? What and scares me at the same time? What excites and scares me at the same time? You know, like that promotion, I really want it, but it's exciting and it's scary at the same time. That getting married and going through with the wedding, I know we are fully committed, but I'm excited and I'm scared at the same time. You know, that shop, like I can see myself serving people and them coming to see my little earrings, which I have made with my own hands. I'm excited, but I'm scared. What are those things that you've been excited and scared at the same time for, that you have never explored? You just keep pushing in your subconscious and saying, I don't want to think about that. What can't you stop thinking about? Because the thing you're called for, God nudges you, he uses people, he uses circumstances, but it never goes away. It's always at the back of your mind. And how would your life change? Assume you decide to take that next bold move and actually pursued this possibility. How would your life be different if you pursued it? So I want you to answer those 3 questions for yourself, because it's a beginning point for you to unleash your potential and for you to then always be in this place where I'll do it unsure. I know I have potential. That's why I'm doing it unsure. If you don't know your potential, it's kind of hard to proceed to the next step. And so I hope up until there, I have convinced you that your weird is potent. I hope that as we go on now to the steps, the 7 steps that I promised you, you're going to believe that I'm going to go through these 7 steps full force, because my weird is potent and I can be able to do it. So I want us to turn those yets, because if you have believed your weird is potent, it means there are things you want to do, you have not yet done. It means there's a lady you want to be, there's a guy you want to be, there's a how you want your brand to be, but it is not yet there. So that these 7 steps can move you from yet to yeah, isn't it? Yeah, they can move you from that place of I have not yet become, I have not yet done, I don't yet have. Let's move those yets into yeah. But before you reach yet, you have to transform your mindset. You have to see yourself as a person who God created with purpose and on purpose, and that there's something in you that people are seeing that you're not appreciating, okay? So I'm going to take you through 7 steps. You're welcome to draw something like this so that you just feel the 7 steps. And then maybe when you're watching the recording, you can now take more better notes. So I'm going to take you through the 7 steps, because it's like a cycle, 7 steps to turn yet into yay. All right. So remember the picture that I showed you of the elephant, the mighty elephant, the big elephant, the 4,000 kg elephant. And I said it is mighty and it is grand. And if you can remember, I told you that I want you beyond this class. I want you to be an elephant-like. Part of what you're going to do beyond this class to unleash your potential is to be an elephant-like. What do I mean? Because of course you can't be an elephant for sure, but I want you to imagine the funniest thing you can see an elephant doing. This mighty animal, what's the funniest thing that you can imagine an elephant doing? And what I'm saying is be an elephant. Like that picture that has come to your mind, the reason you're laughing is because you can't imagine. And the same happens for us, ladies and gents. The thing that we are supposed to do, we don't do because we imagine it. We laugh at ourselves, imagine surely it cannot be done. I want you to be an elephant. Like, and I want to give you a picture of an elephant likeness. And I want you to smile with me. You can't unmute and I can't hear your laughter. But I want you to imagine this big, huge animal climbing a rope, big, mighty animal climbing a tiny rope. Isn't it an elephant-like? And this is what it means to unleash your potential. It's saying, I don't think I can. I don't think I'm capable. I don't think it's possible. And we are saying we need to see potential in us. It's possible. By faith, it's possible. Have you tried and failed? Then you say, that was not for me. I want you to try. Be an elephant, like do that thing that you've been wanting to do, that you've been so scared because you think that's not me, it can't be done. Be an elephant, like beyond this class. Number one, we know yourself. You know the elephant is big, you know it is mighty, you know it's heavy. It means it's weird, it's potent, and we are saying be an elephant. Like what's that thing? What's that next bold step that you've been waiting to take, that fear has crippled you until you don't? This picture just represents what an elephant would not ordinarily do, but that's how it is with our potential. The reason we bury our talent, we don't use our giftings, we don't ignite our passions is because we imagine people will laugh at me. Because you imagine, just like the elephant on a rope, people will laugh at me. People will think that's abnormal. But I keep saying, embrace your weird, feel nothing about it. If God created you for that assignment, do it. Because one day you'll stand before him and he'll be like, I gave you this assignment, you didn't do it. Because you're comparing yourself with somebody else's assignment. So now that we have moved from believing we are weird, embracing our odd, knowing we can do it, then I know you'll be able to unleash your potential, all right? But now when you unleash your potential, and then what? And these are the 7 steps that we are saying. We want to unleash our potential so that we work towards a fulfilling life. We want to be content in our lives. We want to live a life where Miles Monroe, like I said at the beginning, his influence my life. You go empty, you disappoint the grave because you've used all the potential that God has given you. Everything that he's wired you for, you have utilized it. I want you to squeeze yourself, stretch yourself, shift the way you think about yourself, start seeing yourself. Even if people will laugh, always remember the elephant on the rope. If that's how they're going to see you, if it's your assignment, it's your assignment, yeah? So step number 1, desire, all right? We said we are going to have 7 steps. Step number 1, and as I honor your time as well, step number 1 is desire. Step number 1 is desire. So this is the phase, that first step is the phase where you set expectations. You set expectations. You know, a desire is something that is a strong yearning. You know, somebody can tell you to, which example can I give? I love tiny cars. Even if you bring the house, Land Rover house, I'm laughed at by my ladies because I don't know cars, but I know tiny cars. I know tiny cars. If somebody told me buy a car, my mind never automatically goes to the big car. It will go to the small one, because the things that you desire, only you desire them because of your wiring. You're weird like that, you know, and embrace your weirdness. What's that? What are those things that you've desired of yourself for you to grow? What is that you can't tell people because you're ashamed? You think they laugh at you like the elephant on the rope. What's that thing that you truly, truly, truly have a strong yearning for? What's that you strongly feel you want? What's that you've been wishing to happen? Just you, in your quietness, you and God. He can see your mind. What's that you desire? I want you to start if you're going to use the potential that God has given you, if you're going to take the next bold step and do it unsure, start with what you want. What are those things that you strongly desire? The first phase is to set expectations for yourself. So our desires begin with a thought. That's why you can't escape mindset. If you have a fixed mindset, you will funga any desire that comes, you'll close the padlock and decide that's not for me, that's for other people. But when you have a growth mindset, anything that comes to mind that you feel, oh, I'd really like that, you explore whether did you do that because you've seen somebody or because it's a strong yearning for you. Don't ignore those strong yearnings that you have. Your desires are those things that your heart is set on. Your heart is set on because you want to be like this type of a person. You want to do this type of things. You can't miss your desires because they are deep. They are powerful longings, like you really, really want this thing. Not you're lasting after it, because it's good to also compare, but it's just something you and God in the quietness, when no one is watching, there are things that you really want to. Not so that people clap at you, but you just feel like you really, really want to be that person, to grow into a person. Like somebody says, I said, if you're an introvert, you may not be a good speaker, you know, and you're like, how can I speak before people? But if that's what you want, if in your head you can see yourself doing something, don't be embarrassed, just do it. Be persistent. It's something that is persistent. It will never go away. The things that you desire, they're always there. And I want to, because this was powerful for me. That desire means of the sire or of the father. Our desires are not our own, especially the ones that are strong, the ones that we yearn for. They come from God, and he's put them in our hearts. But when we unleash our potential, then we become the person that he wanted us to be. We have the things that he already set out for us to have, that we are able to do the work that he already assigned us for, because our deep desires, deep desires, not these ones for competing with other people, but the deep desires, they come from the Lord. And I hope that you're going to start exploring what is that I really deeply desire, not because of other people, but just me. I really want that. Desire is passion, and it guides you into what you're going to create. That's why I'm here today, ladies and gents, because I had a strong desire to really be an encouragement, to mentor people. And the thing that God created you for, you already do, whether you're being paid or not. And that's why sometimes it's really hard to charge people when you're talking about your calling, because it's something you do with ease. You don't even get tired, you do it with ease. And so explore, what is that deep desire, something that you really want to help people with, something that you want to be, something that you want to have. One of the ways you can identify a desire is because it's tied to a strong emotion. It's tied to a strong emotion. And if you follow through on it, you'll feel a high level of satisfaction, you feel a high level of success, and you have fun while at it. So the reason why I'm saying step number one is desires, because just think about it. What do I want? Start there with thinking, what do I want to be? What do I want to do? What do I want to have? And I want to narrow down your thought process to these 4 areas, because they are what we call like pillars. They are broad pillars. Think about your spirituality, your relationship with God. How can you be more in touch with God? What haven't you tried? So that you have a stronger connectedness with God. Try and think about that, because that gives you a new place to investigate your desires in your relationships. If you're married, with your spouse, if you have children, with your children, you have siblings, you have parents, you have a close knit circle of ladies and gents, or combination, your neighbors. What is that relationship that you have not yet unleashed its potential? Think about that and think, what do I desire? And those desires are the ones I want you to take. Don't take them for granted. Start thinking deeply. In your health, think about your mental wellness, your emotional health, your physical health. What do I really desire? Even if I'm not there yet, what do I really desire? Start thinking about those things. What about wealth? A lot of us will excuse the economy. A lot of us will excuse, we have the rich and we have the poor, and that's how everything is supposed to be. But what if God has given you a potential in your heart to be able to multiply resources that you have not yet explored? Don't block yourself. Don't cap yourself. Stop giving yourself permission to stay in one level when God has already decided a higher level for you. So when you're thinking about your desires beyond this class, think about these 4 areas as a guide, but there are many more, but think about these 4 areas so that as I give you point 2, whatever came to mind, keep that thought going and write notes for yourself. So we've done desire is our first step. So let me take you to the second one. Sorry, I'm rushing through this, but it is, I'm just giving you the 7 steps and putting a little bit of meat. What I wanted you to know is that you have potential, that your beard is potent. I wanted you to start thinking, what is that an elephant-like thing I've been wanting to do, but I worry about other people's opinion. I hope beyond this class that you're going to move from that place of just desiring. Now, go deeper and start dreaming about it. Go deeper and start dreaming about it. And this is an exciting phase where maybe I said something at the beginning and you can already see yourself, that thing that excites and scares you at the same time that you've never tried or you keep postponing. I hope that now you start being excited to think a little deeper about it. And at this stage, ladies and gents, I don't want you to edit your dreams. If you're thinking about it, you're seeing it visually in your mind, explore it. Don't yet edit your dream. Don't start saying, even who am I? Do I even have a right to waste my time dreaming about that thing? You have potential in you, and you need to start believing in yourself, nurturing your believing in yourself. So this is what John C. Maxwell says about a dream, that it's an inspiring picture. A dream is an inspiring picture, and it's an inspiring picture, not about now, but what will happen in the future, isn't it? It's supposed to energize you. It's supposed to make you excited. It's supposed to empower you. And that's why I'm saying at the dream level, don't edit. Keep being excited, keep seeing what will bring you joyful possibility. I like that one, joyful possibility. Not, it's supposed to excite you, it's supposed to make you feel, I'm excited, I'm scared, but it can be done. Why? Because I have potential. I have potential. So I hope beyond our time together that you're going to start thinking, yeah, what's that excites me and scares me that I have not thought a little bit more about. Start seeing the picture of you being that person, doing those things, having those things that you desire for yourself. Yeah. So it's a wonderful thing to be able to start being creative in your imaginations, because dreams represent something you wish and hope to achieve someday. When we are told, live out your dreams, which ones do you have? Are you even alert? In our minds, we have what is the subconscious mind. It's like the dormant part of our mind. And then we have the more conscious. Like, I know I'm talking to you, I'm very conscious about it. So you need to pull your dreams and your desires from that subconscious, where you keep hiding them because you keep limiting yourself, you keep capping yourself, you keep hiding. Move it from there, move those dreams and start being excited, having that joyful excitement around your dreams and your desires. Daring to dream requires co-creating. You're not going to do this alone. Remember, I said desire is from God, is from the Father. If he's put that desire in you, even if other people say a word, don't worry. Just pursue the desire that he has put in your heart. Accept that you are a co-creator with God. Partner with him. If he already wired you to do those things, accomplish those things, be that person. Why are you holding yourself back? So we've done 2 steps. Number 1, desires. Just think about all the things. Don't limit. Dream. Now start imagining those desires are coming true. Make it visual. Don't just know the desires. Now make them visual. Start seeing them as happening. Start seeing them as having been achieved, so that you stay in that excitement phase. So of course, the logical next step is then documenting that. Now you remove these dreams that you have, move them from mind to paper. Move them from mind to paper. In my circle, we call it inking. Ink. Just do a brain dump. And again, don't edit your dreams. Just the way they are happening, they're exciting you in your mind. Put them down on paper, ink it, and write without any order. Don't start now arranging spiritual, wealth, health, no, just write them in any order you'll organize later. However they are in your mind, and they're exciting, they're scaring you, they're exciting you, but it's something you want. Just write it down on paper. This is the clarity phase, because now you're seeing the ones that it's because Mary, or it's because Jerry, it's because Peter does, that's why I wanted that desire, or that's why I wanted that dream. You'll start just writing the thing. Don't worry about being fluent or finding the right words. Just write it as they are in your mind. Put them down on paper, because when you put things down on paper, they are moving from the subconscious mind. They are now moving. You can be able to see, you can be able to read. You're making your mind aware. There are these dreams that I really want to pursue. There are these things that I want to pursue. And then you start listening to the voice inside of you that is telling you whether you do it or you don't do it. So let's do that. Let's move our desires, our dreams from the subconscious to the conscious, so that we are alert and we can excitedly pursue them. So it helps you to get clear ideas to focus on, so that you don't focus on other people's dreams and what other people are saying. It's yours. This is what was in your mind. This is the desire that God ignited inside of you, so that you can now create a plan of action. So the reason why I put document and design at the same time is that now that you've put them, no order, now you can start ordering them and creating like goals attached to something. Organize those thoughts and create a plan, because it's a vision. The dream could be in vision form, and now start putting them into what I'm calling easy to munch goal. Because remember, I'm telling you about the next bold step. Don't rush to do the big thing. What's the reasonable step? What's that easy to munch goal that will put you closer towards the vision of your health, or the vision of your wealth, or the vision of your relationships, the vision of your relationship or connectedness with God? Put it in easy to munch goals. Don't run so fast. Don't overwhelm yourself, but at least try and put a date. Like now we have December is coming. When we set goals for the next year, ask yourself, what can I reasonably do in those 4 areas by 31st December? And just create, even if it's a tiny goal, as long as it's meaningful to you, do it. Goals we have must be done goals, and we have someday goals. Divide them and say someday, one day, yet, I'll do them. But these ones must be done by 31st December. And that way, you'll start having traction. You start having traction because now it's no longer just a thing you think about. It's something you want to pursue. It's something that you want to pursue. So this is my second stretch and shift ask for you is, ladies and gents, honor your vision. It's not by mistake that you're thinking about those things in your life. Honor your vision by pursuing a possibility plan. What are those things that are possible for me that I can start doing? Don't forget yourself. Don't feel shy. Just write a plan. Honor your vision. Whatever is in your mind, honor it by writing down and organizing it into someday and must be done goals. And that way, then you'll be able to see things happening in your life. So these are some of the questions that you can maybe ask yourself, even as we are going into the number 4, is, am I willing to do what it takes? Because what happens is, and this is the next stage that I'm going to tell you about, when you ask yourself these questions, you'll understand why you need coaches and mentors, or you need friends who can keep you accountable. Am I willing to do what it takes? Because sometimes our brain shuts at this level. When you think of the price you'll pay, you're like, it's not worth it. But yet it's still exciting and scaring you. It doesn't go anywhere. Yeah. Am I fully committed to how my life will change when I become that woman, when I become that man? How am I committed to the things, taking care and being a good steward of what I'll have? Am I committed to doing the hard work, or do I want to do shortcuts? So my stretch and shift ask is for you to honor your vision. Honor your vision. Yeah. So we've done 3 things: desires, dream, and these ones I know you'll be singing by evening. Document and design. The design is now putting those dreams into an order and being able to say, I'll achieve this by this year, by next year, by 10 years from now. But you're conscious, you're alert, and you now have something to excite you and for you to focus on. So step number 4 for you to now move your yets to years, is to dare. I know this is, something that we skip at, but it's really hard. Now that you have a good plan, that next bold step of now doing it, now it becomes a whole new thing that will cause you to not do the next step. And I'm saying it's okay. Those expectations you had, because we said desire level was for setting expectations and saying, I really want these things. I really want to do these things. I really want to be this person. You need to now empower, give power to your expectations. You see, daring is having enough courage and confidence to do something, even when there are obstacles, even when there are fears. Having enough courage, even if it's mustard seed type courage, take it and do it unsure. Even if it's mustard seed, do it unsure. Yeah, do something. I want to read for you quickly this verses in Joshua. And it says the Israelites packed up and left camp. They had just been told by the Lord to do that. And the priests were carrying the chest. They were walking in front of them, and until they came to River Jordan, the Jordan River. Now the water in the river had risen over its banks as often as it did during springtime. This was during the harvest time. The river used to break its banks, yeah. But as soon as the feet of the priests touched the water, and that's the place I want to highlight, as soon as because they're seeing this water, it's flooding, like it's a lot of water. But God had said, when you get to the river banks, the priests who are carrying the chest have to step on the water. The Bible says that, but as soon as the feet of the priests touched the water, the river stopped flowing, and the water started piling up at the towns of Adam near Zarethan. No water flowed towards the Dead Sea, and the priests stood in the middle of the dry riverbed near Jericho, while everyone else crossed over. And I want to highlight that part, as soon as the feet touched the water. We are usually asked by God to do things, but we don't want to do that, that tiptoe into the water, because we are just seeing it's running over. It's impossible. It's like the elephant walking on a rope. It's an elephant-like. But yet all he requires of us is to tiptoe and put our feet on the water so that we can be able to achieve the things that he wants us to. On the other side of you daring, on the other side of you being courageous, even if it's mustard seed, faith, little faith in yourself, you'll find that that's where the victory lies. But watch out for your story in your head. I know I have stories in my head. A voice that keeps telling me, you can't. Who do you think you are? I don't even have the resources. You're wasting resources. Who are you? Are you qualified? Those stories, watch the disempowering ones. There are some which empower you, but watch the disempowering one. Watch your insecurity. Could you be comparing yourself with somebody and thinking, I can't? Who am I in the same league with so and so? I can't. Are you self-sabotaging? Are you sabotaging your own growth because you don't believe in your potential? Start unleashing your potential. And this is the point, like I said, where a lot of us as coaches and mentors start helping people because they have this grand plan, they have these big dreams, many, but they've not organized them in a way that is achievable. They start fearing because it looks so big. We need to, so what happens is that we have this purpose crisis, which is not bad, for us in the business, but still now you are aware that if you're in that place, it's because you have you have potential, but you're not sure it is potential that you have, that if you pursue, there'll be success at the end. Yeah. This is me guiding you that your tomorrow's me, tomorrow's Wairimo, tomorrow's Shiro, tomorrow's Faith requires me to step up today. That woman you want to become, that man you want to become, those things you want to have, those things you want to do, tomorrow's me, the future me who will enjoy these things needs me to step up today. And that's why it's important for you to dare. Yeah. So how can you dare with ease? Number one, have accountability. And I've seen my accountability partners here. Have people who you tell, this is the dream I have. It's big. It's like an elephant walking on a rope, but they'll keep you accountable. Have that friend who refuses you to fail, or those friends, those cluster of friends that refuse you to fail. Because if you don't share your dream with people you trust, chances are it will just be buried in your subconscious again and keeping nudging you because you're excited and you're scared at the same time. That cheerleader in you, that part of you that believes in your potential, empower that voice. Stop listening to the inner critic, the one who tells you can't. Start beating doubts with courage. That's how you get to beat the doubts. Those things you believe you can't, or that voice that tells you, who are you? Can you really? Beat doubts with courage by doing it. Beat obstacles with a plan. Have a plan. Like, if this happens, I'll do this. If this happens, I'll do this. Beat fear with faith. Mustard seed faith. And go through what we call future pacing. Keep dreaming far ahead. Believe that the future that you're dreaming about is possible. Somebody said that if there was ever a time to dare, if there was ever a time to make a difference, to embark on something worth doing, it's now. It's now. Don't wait for tomorrow. Yeah. Ladies and gents, hang in there. God created you for more. And don't fear your potential. Don't fear and don't feel bad. It's possible. That thing exciting you, scaring you, it's possible. We need to turn the yets into yay. We need to make them realized, but one at a time. Let's have that reasonable, bold step in the right direction. So we've done desire, we've done dream, document and design, and now dare. Do that tiptoe in the water step. Don't just leave it at good plans, because good plans are easy to make, but doing that first step that opens up everything for us, that's the hardest one. And if you can crash that step number 4, you can do anything. If you crash the dare step, you can do anything. And so the last one, which is the number 5, which is do. Just do. That plan you had well executed, just accomplish it. Now that you've already put your feet in the water, now just do it. My kids play chess, and my daughter has taught me that the pawn has the potential, when it reaches the end, can be a queen. Queen is the most powerful piece in the chessboard. And so I want you to stop looking at yourself just like a small, insignificant person. The pawn is the only one that has potential to become the most powerful when it reaches the end on the other side of the board. You have the potential to be queen, king, whichever piece you want, but the queen is the powerful one. Stop seeing yourself as a pawn. As a man thinketh, as a woman thinketh, so is she. So stop seeing how are you seeing yourself? How are you seeing your potential? Yeah, you need to start seeing your potential differently. So this is the follow through to the end phase. This do step is the follow through to the end. Miles Monroe again says, dreams without work accomplish nothing. So even if you have these grand dreams, very nice dreams, even maybe you put them into folders in your mind, If you're not going to do the work, they are not helpful. Remember, we want to disappoint the grave. We want to squeeze out all our potential through our actions. This is where, ladies and gents, the rubber meets the road. So you need to follow through on that dip toe in the water and go all in. Now go into the waters, do the work. Yeah. You can be flexible in the plan if you feel, oh, that didn't work. It's okay to be flexible, but go follow through with the plan and ask for help. That's why we are here. That's why we were called to be listeners and guides. Feel free to ask for help from your friends, those accountability partners, that friend who refuses you to fail. If you identify that there are some skills you don't have, that's why you keep holding back. Find, where can I get these skills? Where can I be able to have these skills met? In this stage is where you have shiny object syndrome. This is where you are starting a plan, but then all people come with all these big ideas. They say, oh, you are doing quail, now let's do fish. And you're like, oh yeah, this one has more money. And you start dumping a plan that you really desired for somebody else's dream. So be careful at this stage of what we call the shiny object syndrome. Everything else looks nice except your plan. Just follow through with your plan, even if as you're taking note of these other ones that you can be able to achieve. Don't give up. Don't give up. Imagine. Don't refuse to climb that rope because people are saying, who are you? It's very an elephant-like. Don't give up. Imagine, keep going, keep going. You have the potential. You have the potential in you. So watch out for your attitude. Is it a good attitude? Are you making more excuses? When somebody asks, how are you doing? The whole line of excuses and sadness. Unchecked frustration. Your people around you could be suffering because just when you open your mouth, it's just all sadness. You don't see that there's potential for you, for that business to open, for you to get a better job than you are in now. You have potential, but now you have unchecked frustrations that hold you in that limit level. Are you giving in to distraction? Stop that. That people will just come and say, no, don't try that, try this. And yet there's a desire that was deep in you. Don't be paralyzed by fear. Imagine you can make it, and then stay disciplined, stay committed, and don't retreat to your comfort zone, because that's what we do. When we feel scared or there's a little failure or a failure looking like it's coming, we retreat back to our place of comfort. Keep moving forward. Follow through, ladies and gents. So desire, dream, document and design, dare and do. Those dare and do stages, those are the biggest ones. Why? Because number 6 is where we get to dance. Yeah, it's the place where we moved from year to year and we get to dance. We get to celebrate that we made it. We get to celebrate. Ladies and gents, train yourself to celebrate both tiny and massive victories. There is no small win. And as you're waiting for the bigger one, celebrate that you put your toe in the water. Celebrate that you wrote a plan. Celebrate that you moved your dreams. You inked your dreams and put them on paper. Celebrate. Learn to celebrate. Why? Because what happens, the more you learn how to celebrate, what happens is that then your body, there are some circuits, some dopamine rush that you get, and it excites you. And your body, you want that reaction of always feeling excited. It's like almost going back to the excitement phase. This celebration phase should not be skipped. You don't skip it. Celebrate. Those people who you told, hold me accountable, tell them, imagine I did this, even if it's a small step, but towards the bigger dream, tell them, I want to celebrate. Even if it's writing a text, that's a celebration. Don't miss out on this stage, because what happens is our brains tend to be very, very, very negative. And as you're doing the mindset transformation, you want your mind to now learn to have permission to stay excited and motivated. But that will only happen when you follow through, you beat the fears, you refuse obstacles to keep you down. So make sure that you call out for wins. For me, the ladies that I work with know we do this. I love cheering them the same way they love cheering me, and we share our small, tiny, and massive wins, because it's nice when you're celebrating with people who know that you stretched yourself to be able to accomplish that. So I just want to encourage you, do it, I'm sure. Because you know your potential, you know you want this so badly. You've created a plan. You've even created a plan B in case there are obstacles. You become flexible. Do it unsure. You don't have to see the end. You just have to believe in yourself, believe in the dream that God kept in your heart. Believe that if you put your mind to it, if you put everything to it, it's going to happen. Your weird is potent. Be an elephant-like. Do it unsure. And lastly, do it again. Don't stop. Until now you're celebrating, you stay in celebration mode. As you're celebrating, start again. What's that desire that I can desire again, that I can dream again, that I can document and design, that I can dare, that I can do, that I can, I can dance to? Do it again. Do it unsure, again and again and again. Keep stretching yourself, because what was hard for you now becomes easy, or what I call in my classes, it's a mountain you've crashed, go to the next mountain. You're at the bottom of the next mountain. Keep going. Remember, you have mustard seed faith. You have potential that is a little right now, but it's a tree. It's really a tree. The person that you are, maybe you've been holding yourself back, but yet you are somebody that can impact the world. You're a president in the making, but you keep saying, that's for other people, that's for corrupt people, that's for people who have money. You can make it. What is that mustard seed tree in you that you have not even tried to nurture? What is that? So that is the doing it again, do it again phase. It is the I'm ready for next. Always be ready for next. As you're celebrating, be ready for next, because readiness is a state of mind. And when you're ready, pursue possibilities with ease. Pursue possibilities. Don't fear for yourself. I hope that I'm exciting you to do that. Yeah, set yourself free to dream and achieve anything you want. I've watched mothers, as I have watched myself, dream something, pursue it, and it happens, and you're like, what? Like I said, I've written a book. I would never, because I was an average. I was those children who never made a difference, because you're always at the middle or at near the bottom of the mark list of the teacher. We never made a difference. No one cared for our input. They cared about the person at the bottom who needs to be lifted up, and the one at the top who needs to go much further to carry the rest of us. You can achieve anything if you put the work in and if you believe in your potential. So within you, ladies and gents, you have enormous untapped potential that is waiting to be unleashed. The life that you desire is within reach. It's within your grasp. You can do it. You can do it. So these are the 7 steps, ladies and gents. Thank you for listening. Desire, dream, document and design, dare, do, dance. Do it again. Do it again, and do it unsure, so that you move the years into years. So unleash your potential, and remember these 3 things. You need to remember, my weird is potent, your weird is potent. You need to be an elephant, like you need to do it unsure. So don't worry. Let's be in this place where we stretch ourselves, where we get excited because we climbed that rope. Even when we laughed at ourselves, even when other people laughed at ourselves, that will celebrate turning those years into years, and we're not going to apologize that we did that. So thank you, ladies and gents, for listening to me. I'm sorry I've gone past time a little bit, but I hope this was beneficial for you. And for those who will remain behind a little bit, I have some because you came offers. But for now, I think I just want to stop there, so that in case you have any questions, in case you have any comments, you can be able to do that, and then I can respond. So I think I'll first stop there because I've gone on and on, but I hope your lunch break was fully served because you came. So in case there's any questions, any comments that you have, as I take time to also read the chat. Anybody want to say anything? I'm happy to hear. Okay, let me see.
Okay, wow, thank you so much for the wonderful presentation. We've learned, I'm sure a lot of us have learned so much from this. A lot of us have learned a lot. And I have learned a lot personally. I'm so ready to unleash my potential. And someone has asked a question here.
Okay.
Yeah, someone has been asked is it possible to get this presentation? Yes, even we registered for this session, we'll be able to get the presentation. It will be uploaded to a portal, and then it will share to your emails. So yes, that will be available to everyone. Is the question? Lucy says, thank you very much for the amazing session. I have to run and catch the recording. It's really amazing session. Kathy says, I love this, very encouraging. Amazing content, very I have taken notes and impressed my blood unapologetically. I'm greatly, Marion says, I'm greatly encouraged. Thank you so much, Marion, and God bless you abundantly for sharing your knowledge. Fabulous and exciting presentation. I'm super excited. Judy says, I would love to get the recording, please. Yes, as long as you're here right now, be sure to you get the recording at the end of the seminar.
Yeah.
At the end of it, which is on Friday. Yeah. So, a question or comments? Catherine says, awesome session, marks and lots of wisdom. God bless you.
Yeah.
Any other question?
I have a question for Wairimu.
Yes, dear Maria.
This is Marion. I'm wondering, Wairimu, so for up to what age do we keep doing this and elephant things and all that?
All the time you keep doing an elephant things, because what you thought was impossible, when you try it, it becomes possible. And then now you see another bigger thing to do. And that's why, I don't know if you've experienced this in your life, you're like, I can't. And then you try, and then you're like, oh, I did it. But then when the next challenge comes, you'd be like, I can't do it. We just keep doing it again. But the thing is to make sure you believe in your potential, and where you can't by yourself, that you get help, somebody who then can do it with ease, who can then help you be able to achieve that, and just doing the researches. And because we also don't want you to just do it without any wisdom, we want you to go ahead. But be an elephant, like it should be all the time until the Lord calls you, because he's put so much potential. One day when we go to him and he says all the things we were capable of, we'll be so sad. So keep stretching yourself, keep being an elephant like Marion. Yeah.
Thank you, Wairimu. Appreciate it. Yeah.
So I'm sharing my contacts so that in case somebody wants to continue the conversation beyond here, you can be able to do that. My moderator, can I just share the 3 offers and then you can close for us, please? Because I know I've taken your time.
Yeah, definitely. It's okay. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. All right, so because you came, and for those who are going to watch the recording, I just want to honor your time. I don't take it for granted that you took your lunch time, and you've also allowed me to cross a bit over. So like I said, I've given the link for my book, but if you want to get it from me and a signed copy, it usually costs 1,200, but because you came, 800 for you. So just text or WhatsApp me. I'm an introvert. Text or WhatsApp me and just say, submit discount for the book, please. And I'll be able to find a way to autograph it for you and to get it to you. So that's the first offer, because you came. Especially those I've never worked with. And then also, in case you just want to brainstorm, like the way Marion is asking, this an elephant like things, how can I keep doing them? If you just want free time with me, I'm offering a free clarity conversation, 30 minutes to brainstorm. I love being a sounding board. I love. It's part of my calling, part of my weird wiring, that I love listening to people and helping them. So if that's something you feel you can take, just write, I was in the summit and you offered a free conversation. Let's have it. Remember, text and WhatsApp calls for introverts. It's like, oh no. And then lastly, I usually have a signature program. It's an 8-week program. And I can tell you more of this. I've put my online school. You can go read. Allow me not to read too much, but it's a group. I like 3 mothers at a time, because it's so intimate and personal, and we are breaking down a lot of mindset issues, and we are trying to investigate what your calling is. So if this is something of interest to you, because you came again, just write to me, text or WhatsApp, say I'm interested. For sure you get 30% off, and you can see the pricing in the online school. So I think those are the only things I can offer for now, but I hope, if you won't get any of the 3, at least you have gained something that is going to be helpful for you. So thank you for honoring us with your time and honoring the invitation. And thank you to the organizers for inviting me as well to share my knowledge.
Okay, thank you so much for speaking to us. I really appreciate it. We really appreciate it, and we have learned so much. I think we need to close from there. Yeah. So this recording will be shared with you guys on your emails by a portal, probably